3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our Gem podcast. As always, your hosts. I'm Luna.
I'm Chooch.
And we're here with Misa, our special guest today. But before we even jump into the video, we want to talk about our long anticipated and very, very, very wanted giveaway.
Now, as y'all have probably seen, maybe you haven't seen if you're new to the channel or not following our social media, which on all platforms, it's Our Gen Podcast. So make sure you give it a follow. But like I said, as we've been posting through that platform, we are doing a giveaway because we reached 80 subs. Now, we did get well over our goal of 80 subs, and we're still climbing. So we want to appreciate you guys, the people who've been supporting us, everything. So we really appreciate you guys, and we just want to give back. Now, what we're going to give back is, it's not too big, but it's still something. It's two $20 gift cards to the 2 winners. That's right, I said 2 winners. Not 1 winner, but 2. We're going to do the drawing on episode 7. So stay tuned for that. And Luna's going to give you, Luis, is going to give you more.
Eligible for the giveaway, you had to be following both social media accounts. How he said they're both under Our Gem Podcast on both Instagram and Twitter. Just share the channel and tag us.
Yeah, tag the page. Facebook too.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even Snapchat. If you can just screenshot that and post a picture, tweet us or whatever. And obviously, be subscribed to the channel, and that is how you will be eligible for the giveaway.
And we'll be doing a live drawing too. So
yeah, how I said, out of the hat, we'll just throw some names. Well, not some names. We'll throw all of the subscriber names in there.
The people who enter the
giveaway, and we'll see what happens. Best of luck to you, and let's just jump right into it.
Shout out to Darren Velez.
That's a good recommendation.
Area 51 and rating it, but we're gonna throw a little alien in there too. So
little homie. Yeah. So question, just to jump off with it real quick. Do you guys think that people are actually going to pull up to Area 51 or no?
Alright. I don't know. Maybe some. Because there's some crazy motherfuckers, dude. Right? Like, you gotta understand. Like, there's a lot of people that be saying a lot of shit.
And then there's the doers, yeah.
And then there's a handful of people that actually go up to that shit. And honestly, nowadays with the way things are going and shit, it's plausible, dude. Yes. There gonna be some motherfuckers up in there.
But question, let's just say, I think the guy on Twitter said it was 3 million people had already RSVP or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Now question, what happened? You get there. Let's say there's a fence around it. What's the next step to? Jump the fence.
That's the thing. The fence around that shit is far.
And let's just say it's an electrical fence. How do you get it? How do you?
I think
what's gonna happen is if people pull up, they're gonna be around the fence and just start chanting random shit, and that's gonna be that.
Yeah. That and selfies. If people pull up, they're gonna selfie. It's gonna be like a thing to do. But
what if a plane crash? What if every single plane heading to Nevada crashes?
But it's the next 9/11. Oh no! Swear to God. But nah, I literally don't think.
Right.
Now I think it's just a meme.
Now let's just throw up some what ifs. What if they do show up, and what if they do pass fences? Let's say they get in there. What do you guys, if anything, quote unquote, the government is hiding? What do you guys, or what would you think if they're even hiding anything? What would they be hiding, or
what would they be hiding?
Let's just say what would you, in your craziest thoughts, what could you say, or what could you think of that could be in, quote unquote, could be in Area 51?
Well, everybody's number one shit is the actual UFO, of course, an actual flying whatever the fuck they use. That's just the basic shit. And then if you want to go into more crazy crap, I know for a fucking fact that they got some type of better fucking weapons and shit.
Yeah, I think it's.
They have.
I think it's almost just that.
I think that's what it is. It's just weapons.
It's just some fucking crazy ass shit. To the point, it's just I can't even tell you what.
And it actually makes sense that it would just be that, because, for an example, if you would just say Area 51 is where we have our highest tech weapons, our strongest weapons, it'd be so much more of a target for enemy countries to go after, or you know what I mean, or even people, how you said, that are crazy and anything really is possible, or people are willing to do almost anything. If they would just go out there and publicly say, you know what, that's where we keep our highest grade weapons, it could unfold into something that they can't stop. And let's just say it is, a little alien in there or whatever. Like,
see, I don't know. Like,
I don't think there's an alien in there. I think if anything, it's going to be weapons, whether that be actual weapons or maybe like some type of cyber warfare program type. It doesn't even have to be a physical weapon, but something that can
almost like a strong force.
You can't even the new weapons now is, I don't think physical weapons. Yeah, they kill people, they do this and that, but everything is moving towards the internet and technology. So cyber warfare is becoming a lot more prominent, you could say, in my opinion. I think that's that's a lot more dangerous. Where we're in the age of information, in the age of
you know how many satellites we got up there already? Like, dude,
bro, even going to, like, I don't know if you guys watch the news like that, but like when I'm getting ready for work in the morning, I turn on the TV and just kind of like watch what's going on. And I think it was like 4 cities in Florida, a city in Georgia, and Philadelphia that these people, like, through the internet, almost like wired, like pretty much them cities had no more money. They even hacked like 911's like, I guess, like a charge or numbers or whatever.
So the database?
Yeah, so like the city was like shut down, they had no money. And the only way that people were going to give them their shit back was they wanted, it wasn't even that much, but I don't know exactly how Bitcoin translates into currency, but I think they wanted like $300,000 worth of Bitcoin, and then like, we'll have your shit back.
The thing about that is like, when you have that technology, and the people who do that mainly do that shit, like, they could ask for way more, and they do that shit for fun. They were gonna get caught at some point, but it's a joke to them, because for a lot of hackers and people who are into tech and stuff like that, like I know someone who it's just a challenge, like breaking that challenge and being able to like do that.
Like, I did that.
It's exactly. It's just kind of rewarding. I wouldn't say like a high necessarily, but just like
a hobby.
Yeah, it's almost just like, exactly how you said, it's a reward. Like, I did that. Like an
it's
accomplishment,
like,
so to speak.
It's like bagging the baddest bitch, bro.
Yeah, it's like mother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. But back to on topic, like aliens and shit like that. Do y'all think aliens exist? Is there something out there? What's your opinion on that?
Oh, dude. I mean, like,
bro, put the cup down.
Dude, like, you gotta understand. Probably not how we've, pictured it, like, through, like, cinema and all that shit. But I know for a G-damn fact that there's other life out there. I know for a fact, like, even if we've never found it before, like, dude, you gotta understand. Out of, like, all the shit that's out there, you tell me we the only...
Yeah.
You tell me, like, this planet's it?
I think that's, like, that's almost selfish to think, like, we're the only people that exist in everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, how self-centered do we have to be as individuals and as the whole, planet, as the whole world, to honestly think we're the only thing.
Because you gotta understand, life came from like literally asteroids hitting the damn planet and shit. You telling me that didn't happen all over the other fucking
wrong? Life came from life came from God.
Like, dude, well, yes, he did that though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
time out.
That's a whole different topic. You know.
That's a big Bang theory.
We think nobody was around during the Big Bang. Nobody was around during any of those things. So we're all just speculating.
We're kind of just trusting different things.
We're trusting in science.
And don't get me wrong. There's nothing, for an example, there's nothing wrong with, like, I've met people that believe in science. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I've met people that are really religious. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong. But like, if you look at space and what we believe in space, a lot of that stuff is a lot older than, for example, people are like, oh, believe in the Bible or any of these like religions, like these are ancient things, like these are thousands of years ago. Now, if you look at what we believe in space, a lot of that stuff comes from, I think his name is Zecharia Sitchin. Can you look that up, please, Adam?
How would you spell that?
Zecharia Sitchin. Just search Sitchin. It'll come up. But basically,
question though about space, real quick. Would it be an accurate statement to say that there's over 1 million galaxies?
Way over if you believe in all of that.
Now, question: can there be galaxies within galaxies?
They say there's. This is what they say. Excuse me. They say within every universe, there's a black hole that's a certain percentage.
So how do they know this though? Like,
See that?
There's a black
that's
hole.
The part that gets me.
Same. But hear me out. There's a black hole that's worth a certain percentage of the
girl,
universe.
that's
I don't really remember what it is, but within that black hole is a whole other universe with another black hole.
with the whole, it's like a loop.
It's a loop. It's never ending. But on that Sitchin guy, did you find him?
Yeah.
Zachariah Sitchin? Is that his name? So basically, find out if I'm correct, but I believe he discovered these stone tablets from like Mesopotamia or some shit.
Like whenever they chisel things in them.
Yeah, something like that. Clay tablets maybe. And just look up Zachariah Sitchin tablets. And basically it's these ancient tablets that depict, these are from ancient civilizations, way before Christianity, Judaism, way before that. But what they depict is the galaxy. They depict the sun, all the planets, everything. So I feel like based on that, our beliefs in that science kind of stems from what he discovered and how he interpreted those tablets. Now those tablets, they have like these kind of alien looking creatures, these big creatures holding monkeys in like their hand or something like that, with like small monkeys. Wow. Now if you believe in evolution, I guess his interpretation is he believed that these civilizations that had these tablets, it was kind of like they were saying what happened was these people, creatures, this life form from a different
question. Do you think, this is a serious question, like I'm asking you, I'm not trying to prove you wrong, I'm just asking you a question. Do you think that the people back then, at that time, in their mindset, were they saying we need to draw out everything we see because the people after us are going to be wondering? Because in reality, that's not the way we think right now. We're not setting up, I don't know about you or you, but I'm not doing anything so the people 100 years from now can know what we were up to. I don't think anybody is. So, and how many times do you know people that just sit down and draw something out of fun?
There you go.
How many times do people actually draw one big-headed, one-eyed thing? It doesn't mean they see it on their street.
But that's not how those tablets are. Look at those tablets. If you can look at them, Adam.
Pull up the picture.
And
I would.
Pull up the picture and like search Zachariah Sitchin.
Even now, we're not
solar system stone tablet. So and look at it and tell me if that doesn't look like the solar system right now, with all as the correct number of planets around. I don't know if it's one extra or not, but
there's just a lot though. For an example, let's just say that's exactly how the solar system looks. What if we have no idea how the solar system looks?
That's what I'm saying.
We just went off a homeboy's drawing.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't know. We don't know if our ideas from space come from that.
We're in trouble, homie. On the road shit like that. Donald Trump make that Space Force happen in that case.
And like before people start bringing up like, oh, we have science to prove it. Like, dude, we made those machines to make those things,
that, bro.
It's like, how do we know that what it's like getting is true though? Like,
how do we know that what do they call it? Microscope?
Telescope.
How do we know that? How do we know that a telescope is, for an example, obviously you look at here and you looking over there, but like, how do we know that what you're seeing right here is actually? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we know that it's not just little fake lenses that they put
like a trip,
bro? And the more you move it, the more you see.
Like one of those, like the little movie things where
bro,
little kids
yes,
and you would like
click
put the slides.
How do we
VR, virtual reality.
How do we know that's
Instead
not
of
a
a
thing?
telescope, it's a goggle now.
How do you know that's not a thing?
It could be.
And like, don't get me wrong, if you believe in science, cool, man. But like, I don't know. Like, there's just a lot. Like, there's a lot going on right now, man. Like, I don't know. Like,
Adam, what do you think about the tablets?
That's our cameraman, by the way, Adam. He's a legend.
Cutie too.
Sexy voice. I don't know, man. If they really went off them tablets and said, boom.
We don't know if they did, but if they did, like you said, that's crazy.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I say that, I think of J. Cole. But anyways, let's just say, homie, on the tablets he did draw the solar system. He didn't have the technology we do to even look at. So how would he know how it was lined up?
Well, what they say is that they basically got the information from like this, and it's been passed down. But
unless they mastered time traveling and stuff back then, and forgot how to do it over generations.
Supposedly, what happened is these aliens came from a different planet, galaxy, universe, wherever the fuck. they came here and they gave something to I don't know if they bred or they gave something to like these monkeys basically because the monkeys are depicted.
You seen that picture, dude?
No.
You've seen that picture? It's like I seen it on Twitter. Sorry to interrupt, but like it was like a picture. It's like y'all not ready for this talk, and it's like a picture of an alien with the monkey, and they bred, and it's a human, and it's like yo, and like that. Like I know it's a drawing, is like someone made it, but it's like it makes fucking sense. Like sorry to cuss, but like
nah, you can cuss all you want. This is the internet,
dude. But like not saying that's what I believe now, but like it's just like it gets me thinking like yo, that's highly plausible.
No, it's
too.
possible,
like,
but at the same time, I think about it. For an alien, one thing we don't know what an alien is. For all we know, we are aliens.
Yo,
right? Hold on, let me finish, dog. Let's say a little chimpanzee or a little monkey or whatever, and the alien did get to it. How did they? Because obviously, like you know, for animals, they have said that sex for dogs isn't enjoyable. It's a what is it, like a reflex
for a lot of animals,
right? So I get that part, but why would a monkey see an alien and think, I gotta have sex with that, or vice versa?
the alien.
It could be because supposedly the aliens enslaved the monkeys, and they have like higher. There's levels to it supposedly.
Now let's just say that is true. Then how come they say that we come from monkeys? And that
because if that is true, then we do come from monkeys. And a monkey
so does that mean that the first time the alien and the monkey bred, they still came out as monkeys?
No, I'm sure there had to be some type of evolutionary process to it. I don't really know. I'm not too deep into it. I just wanted to bring it up.
My thing is, if we came from monkeys, how are there still monkeys? Like, you know, how is there still
hell
certain
not
ones that didn't get to the point where we got to? Like, how is that? I know people are
There's no
gonna
in
say
between.
Right.
Like,
it gets
how
to the
did
point where
we-
the monkey species would be dead.
How did we deviate? Like, how the fuck? Because
But
look
how-
at how advanced we are to a monkey, and you're telling me like, oh, we used to be like that. I mean, not exactly those we have today.
And
but
I'm
like,
about to say some ignorant shit, but all bullshit aside, if we did come from monkeys, how come every now and then a lady doesn't give birth to a monkey? She's on some real shit. Like, if it's in our DNA, how come every now and then a lady doesn't give birth to a monkey?
if you believe in it,
I mean, no, just hear me out.
Yeah, it's in the bloodline.
Just hear me out. If it's in the DNA,
right? Because a chance,
She gonna
it should be possible.
it should be possible. I mean, it's very, very slim, but it should, in theory, it should be possible.
By now, it should have happened.
It should have happened.
She's gonna give birth to a Neanderthal dog.
Imagine she's at the hospital and
Oh,
just keep pushing. He's hairy, but we see him. And he comes out fucking Chewbacca and just yeah.
How mad would you be if that was your wife?
Oh,
and
man.
a monkey popped out of that.
I don't know. I wouldn't know what to think. I don't know if to kill her myself. Like, what the hell's going on, bro? Like, what's your opinion on that? The whole evolution thing and.
Well, it doesn't say we came from monkeys. It says we and monkeys came from the same common ancestor.
Somebody smart.
Which is
Which would have been ancient monkeys.
okay.
ancient monkeys.
So a monkey.
What do you think about the sun
What's the
tablets?
difference between that and that?
I can't really find anything on it. It just said how aliens came to Earth and basically, like you said, enslaved the people and then kind of like had sex with them
On
and
purpose.
gave them powers, made them human.
And that's why they believe.
But
like,
what's an
there's-
alien? That's my thing. How do we know what an alien is?
Oh,
Depending on the drawing, they can get an idea, right? Because they all had. They had.
But what if the
scene
drawing
of-
is a cute ass light skinned man and I meet you?
That's sad though. Like something Andrew always said was like, "Oh, for all we know, an alien could be like a flying ass, just like ass cheeks with wings or some shit."
Oh my!
He used to say that, shit. But it could be. How do we know it's not?
Right?
How do we know that? Like, damn, my advice sounds stupid.
Go ahead.
Like, stupid. You know how they say that the family of lizards it goes all the way down from a lizard, iguana, and I don't know if I'm totally right on this, but crocodiles and it kind of like similar, right? Like kind of like a thing.
Common ancestry.
Yeah.
Talking
Right.
about biology.
Okay.
Then how come they're going back to what he said? Like how come there's still little lizards being born? How come they all didn't develop into iguanas? And how come all the iguanas didn't develop into that? So what I'm getting at is how do we know that like even the little weird animals like that or frogs? Frogs are like aliens to me.
It's frogs.
Bro.
It's frogs.
The aliens are
Frogs.
here,
Their
dog.
big ass eyes.
Imagine, bro. Like
It just did.
I don't know. Like even if people like because I know there is people that are die hard like there is aliens. Star Wars.
gotta be,
Yeah, but
dude.
no, I'm not saying there's got to be aliens. There's got to be another life.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that.
Because even if it's another universe and they're millions and millions of years ahead of us,
Yeah.
and let's just say somehow, some way, you know, like in the movies, the wizards are looking at the ball and they can kind of see what's going on. What if they've literally mastered that in a whole different universe and they're seeing us right now like they're fucking idiots?
They're fucking idiots. I've always thought that shit.
Like these guys are fucking morons. And
They're probably watching us right now. And you know what? It's just like kind of how for us, wild animals, we're just like, God, they don't know the fuck's going on. We're not even gonna mess with them. They might be doing the same shit. Like these guys are so primitive, like
Right?
wild ass humans,
Like
wars with each other and shit like that.
they just passed us, dude. What if there's just so much shit
Yo.
out there? Like they
What
just
if-
said, "Fuck this
Just
shit."
some like sad shit, low key.
They
But what
think
if
it was like
white
roaches.
people thought back in the day that black people were aliens, and that's why they had them enslaved?
I highly doubt that, but
What if?
I wasn't there, so I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't either, but imagine. They're like, yo, there's no
They were
way.
definitely
There's
intimidated.
no, yeah.
They were scared.
They
for
were
sure.
definitely intimidated. Like, holy fuck, another person like better than me. Shit.
That's ultimately what it was, because even like to this day, like black football players are so much better than white football players. Tom Brady's only good because he's a quarterback.
And the quarterback's the most protected position. And look at what.
And look at
Skin
what
tone,
Patrick
majority of
Mahomes
them.
is doing. He's a black quarterback. If you give him a couple years, he'll be better than Tom Brady. There is no receiver in the game that's better than Antonio Brown.
You telling me the aliens? now,
Raiders,
or
boy.
what?
Hold up. Side tangent.
Like, bro, like, I'm just saying, like, what if aliens have come and gone, and they're just kind of like waiting for us to catch on?
Dude, you've seen the videos of them lights and shit in the sky, right?
Those kind of-
Supposedly
the northern
UFOs,
lights.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
What? How could you explain those?
They
Like,
said-
not saying they're UFOs. How else would you explain those?
They
Like,
say there's a type of lightning that strikes like that.
I've heard that too, but explain the vid. Like, it could be made up. You know, they edited whatever the fuck. But like, lights just moving like a dance, like they're dancing and shit.
you never thought there's a poor guy that's a helicopter pilot, and he's just losing control of his poor
God,
helicopter.
man, that's
and he's not gonna make it home tonight. And he's not. And you're here thinking he's a fucking UFO. How selfish of you.
No, but like you've seen, like, I'm pretty sure you've seen him and shit. Like, how do you explain that?
We've been talking about how aliens could be a lot more advanced, but there's also it's infinite possibilities. So there's also the same possibility that there could be other stuff out there, but we could also be the most advanced out of
Right.
everything.
Right.
They could be way behind us too.
And what if right now they're 100
And that's
years
also scary as fuck, dude.
that we're ahead? No, I like that. That we're ahead because
If we're ahead and we're stuck on a rock,
oh fuck, you're right.
Yo, we fucked.
God, dude,
damn.
like, come on, that's pathetic
Yo,
as
but-
shit. Come
I'd
on.
rather be stuck on this rod than in space, as I can't really
We don't
hold
know.
on to nothing. I'm kind of just going, you know.
Why do we want to leave so bad?
Leave where?
Dude,
Explore Earth.
climate change.
No, I think we want to leave because we're
taxes. Fucking dude.
No, I think we want to leave because we want to. Maybe taxes is right. We want to escape reality. We want to.
We want to escape the bullshit that's been made here, that's been told that's reality, and
And
it's all bullshit. Fuck
You don't
that
think
shit.
you don't think the first people who are going to be living in a different civilization in space aren't going to be the rich people who already control everything anyway?
That's what the fuck I'm saying.
And
Like,
it's just going to continue no matter if people want to leave or not. It's conquered. You just want to. Space is about exploration, and you want to control more. You just want more.
Do you? If there's
not me. I want.
they're called space shuttles when they go into space. Space shuttles. Is that what they use or no?
Shuttles. rockets?
Shuttles, nah, they discontinued them
So
shits a while
what
ago.
do they
just
use to go to
rock-
sp- oh,
they just use
They
rockets
use
now.
they use space pods from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
As in, on some real
No,
shit.
not that.
On some real shit. They use like rockets.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you think time moves differently if you're in a rocket in space than it does down
That's
here?
what I say. Space time is a lot different than here time. Right?
Mm.
It's different. But I don't necessarily go ahead.
I know for a damn fact they have something close to fucking warp drive in Area 51. I know that for a fact.
What's
You
warp?
been?
Time out. What is warp and what is drive?
A
mean?
warp drive, it's gonna sound like some nerdy ass shit, but it's actually something they've been trying to do. Like it's pretty much how we go to the speed of light, basically. It's Dude, it's so complicated. I don't know the specifics.
Well, I think to go the speed of light
Can you
is
search that
crazy.
shit up, dude?
What's it called, man?
Warp drive, just in general.
As
Like,
crazy
just
as it
search
might
it.
sound,
It's
like
a whole
Andrew,
damn thing.
what Andrew Schultz was saying on Joe Rogan, if,
Shout out to Rogan. Have us on.
if we can one day find a way for humans to be physically attached to light, and you shoot the beam of light and the human goes with the light, then you're time traveling, are you not?
See,
Because you've officially gone somewhere at the speed of light, and the speed of light is the fastest thing.
actually,
It's.
see, that's the thing about the warp. It's like
You got that yet?
it's.
Yeah, a warp drive is a fictitious super.
God damn it, no, not that one, you fuck.
It says
There's an actual.
It says it appears in Star Trek 1.
God damn it, not that one, you
I don't
fuck.
need to
There's
watch
an actual
movies.
shit.
It was like, I don't
Dude,
It's
it's
Star
it's
Trek.
dude,
I can
no,
watch
it's
Star
not
Trek
that
too.
one. Yeah. If y'all seen this, y'all know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
different
about.
definition.
Dude,
It's a different warp.
dude, it's
It's a
that,
different type of drive. too.
that's what I'm talking about. It
This is
sounds
what I'm talking
stupid,
about,
but like, I promise you, bruh.
Keep looking it up.
But there's an article here that says
From what?
they,
Source.
space.com.
Oh, that sounds legit.
Yeah, and this is from 2012, and it says that more possible than they thought. So
Okay, I read that though.
okay, well,
Wait, isn't it crazy that 2012 was
The end of the world?
no?
That's
no,
when
besides
everything
that-
changed, to be honest.
How long was
with you.
2012? 7 years ago?
Yeah, 7.
And that's crazy to think about.
That's when everything happened. Like, that's when everything
That's why I
happened.
might think that time travel.
That's what they meant by the world ended, dude.
You know how you can like 10 years goes
That's
by.
what they
Like,
meant.
wait, what do you mean?
He
The
said,
world ended because everything. Ever since 2012, I mean, I know the majority of the shit happened in 2016, but ever since 2012, shit's just slowly been going more chaotic. Not necessarily
Donald
downhill,
Trump is president.
but chaotic as fuck, dude. Like, it's slowly been like stupid shit, then some crazy shit, and then some like, yo, that's not gonna happen, but it fucking happens shit. Like Donald Trump, you fucking kidding me?
No, honestly, like we were talking about that at your house a couple weeks ago. Like, we think this started as a joke. We think Donald.
That's what I'm saying.
We think that Donald Trump was sitting in his living room one day and was like, "You guys want to bet something? I bet you I can be president."
And of course, they rich as fuck.
That's what I'm saying. Money
So-
makes the world go round, bro. Give me $1 million and
Can I
I
step out, refill?
go ahead. Give me $1 million and I think I can make something happen, literally out of nothing. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the smartest person. Give me Elon Musk's fucking budget. I'll make something happen. I don't know how great it might be, but I'll make something happen. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it's
You got
crazy.
anything on that thing though? Go ahead.
yeah, they said it's limited by the amount of energy it need. It said here that it would need energy equal to the mass energy of the planet Jupiter, which is a lot. So
Yo, you know who we needed? Dude,
You're talking about the warp drive, right?
Yes.
Shit? Dude, I promise you there's some shit out there.
Dude.
Yeah.
we needed, my boy who, I just talked to him yesterday when we had went to Universal, Monir. Shout out to him. He worked on a project with NASA, about to have an internship at Tesla. Crazy.
No, don't get him killed, man.
But
That's what's up.
no, but what I'm saying is we need someone like that to where they can really explain the physics and
well, that
aerospace
ruins the
engineering.
fun for me because I like being the idiot who knows very little about everything but knows just enough to get him in trouble. So I can say just the right thing about the right subject that's gonna make make it a whole different. For an example, I don't know anything about what you just said, that warp thing. I don't know anything about
I barely know
the stones,
shit,
but I know just enough to be like, I don't think the stones are real, bro. You know what I mean? And if I had somebody right there telling me every single fact, I'd just be like, you know what, cut that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just think it would be helpful to clarify things.
no fact. I know for a fact. Yeah.
For clarification, yeah, like whether we believe that shit or not, like it would be pretty informational.
Question like
But
you.
the main thing is like we know for like the weapons part shit.
Yeah, no, I
there's
do.
gotta be something like that.
What is the movie E.T. stand for? Extra. What's the actual?
Phonal.
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial.
yeah.
Now, do you think that the people, like, for example, the writers of that movie, were they just like, you know what, we need to write a movie about an alien, or was it something that like, yo, I know for a fact this exists, let's make a movie about it.
There's a conspiracy
Try to bring
theory.
it to light. You know what I mean?
There's a conspiracy theory that they're just like around that time with that Star Wars, all this stuff that they were pushing space. Because look at what they were doing at the time, like moon, all that shit.
The Cold War.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, this was back in 1982. E.T. was made in 1982.
Yeah, so
now that's way after the Cold War.
No, it's during.
1991.
It's during.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Yeah. So there's still.
You see what I mean? I know just enough about. Continue.
There's a theory that they were pushing all that stuff, and anyways.
Yeah, E.T. jumping over the moon.
But going on a bicycle.
Yeah, like we did it first, motherfucker. We got you.
We jumped over.
You might have been in the movie, but we got you. You know what I mean?
But as far as ET, I liked what you said. What does it stand for? Extraterrestrial. I think now my thing on aliens is like interdimensional rather than extraterrestrial.
Well, slow down there, partner. What?
Interdimensional.
Okay, so inside our dimension.
It's in a different dimension, but in the same dimension.
Yo, is it different dimension in a different universe or the same universe?
We don't know. I think it's with. I think you can.
Like, how the fuck does that work?
I need to pee. I'll keep going.
Because you know,
Dimensional.
It's not extraterrestrial. Would be kind of like out of this world, out of this physical world. Or interdimensional would be.
Every time I see a girl with a nice ass, I'm gonna say, "Girl, that ass is ET." Out of this world, baby. Continue.
oh my god,
that's a smooth dick. Go ahead.
Interdimensional would be more like a different time space dimension. It doesn't have to be in space. It could be we're in a dimension, and there could be a dimension beyond us that can be within this dimension and outside of this dimension. They can reach us, but if that makes sense, I think
it's almost like in the middle. You can be in me, you can be out.
It's kind of like how a higher level can go to a lower.
It's
level.
like consciousness,
but a lower level can't go to a higher. Like
right.
Yeah, there you go.
Just like that.
It's like as a boss, you can spend a day as a bad boy, but as a bad boy, you can't spend a day as a boss.
Facts.
All right.
So I think I look at aliens more like that, interdimensional aliens. You know, it can take you into different dimensions and reach that level. So it could be a plausible thing, but kind of like what we were speaking about before, off air. How we were saying.
Take your time, buddy. We only have one night.
No, we're saying. Damn, I completely lost my train of thought, bro.
It happens.
I forgot what I was saying, but I know what you mean. So, for an example, off of certain psychedelic drugs, you can almost experience what it would be like in this dimension, but only while you're on that drug. You can never reach that dimension without it. And is that kind of what you're getting at?
Kind of like that, but I picked it up. Remember how we were saying how if we don't know if it's like the drug inducing that, so it's in your brain, or if that's actually happening. Remember when we were saying that?
There's like a lot of theories are out of left field. I feel like a lot of theories people just say stuff to see if it sticks or not. Kind of like how you said about the music industry. They throw shit at the wall and whatever sticks, they stick with, right? A lot of people do think that the government does things to the air we breathe that makes us all see.
Oh yeah, the chemtrail shit.
That makes us all see the same thing. In that certain drugs will expose that. So sometimes, for example, if you drop acid with somebody, right, and you guys are both kind of seeing the same thing, that's because you guys have almost created a hole in what the government wants you to breathe or whatever, and wants you to, and now you're really seeing life as quote unquote it should be,
or how it is,
and yeah, exactly. So and that goes for like a lot of people would think even like with weed, if you smoke weed and you get high, that you're seeing. Or you're hearing, or you're feeling, or even tasting, or smelling, whatever. All of your five senses, you're doing that as it should be, not as what you think it should be, or as quote unquote it should be.
That's kind of what I'm.
Like a lot of people think that.
What do you think? Since we're on the topic of drugs and psychedelics, what do you think about? You know how. So they say like you might be seeing the things as they really are on these types of drugs or whatever. They say that. So weed is a psychedelic. You know what I mean? Like
to a certain point, I think
it's not like a crazy psychedelic like mushrooms.
You can definitely
acid,
hallucinate off of weed,
but it's more of like a in your mind psychedelic thing where like if you might perceive people as thinking a certain way, or you might overthink things, but maybe if you're overthinking those things, is maybe are you really perceiving things for how they are, or are you just, you know, when people are, oh, you're just tripping, you're too high.
Right. Because what if you're not tripping? What if you're not just too high? What if that's just the way life is?
What if that's the way it should be
That's what I'm
too?
saying.
Like, not necessarily the way it is, but what if that's the way it should be? Because like, if you think about it, we live like, think about it. When a person today using drugs, like, I mean, I don't know, everybody's different, but like the typical person, they're gonna be pretty depressed about, you know, life in general, right?
Some.
It's like, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, some like just a common, you know, regular person, whatever the fuck, they're using that shit, and then they see it like in a way that's like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, it's just they see it in the way it should be, but they don't. Like,
okay, I know what you're getting at. I know what you're getting at. You're essentially you're saying whenever you're on a certain drug, whether it's weed or whatever, you can almost perceive something as it should be, but you can't reach the level of highness possible out of weed, or you can't reach the level out of acid or mushrooms without dying, without overdosing. So it's almost like you're teasing yourself as seeing something as it should be, but you can't get to that next level.
I don't think you could die off of mushrooms, but is that what you're saying, or no?
something like
Or
that.
are you saying you're perceiving when you're on whatever you're on,
Yeah.
you're perceiving things the way you should be, but you couldn't perceive things like that without being on whatever you're on?
Yeah,
That's
like,
what you're saying?
yeah,
That's what I got from that.
yeah, cause like, you know, cause you gotta take into account, like, you know, the environment, which like what's happening in the
But
world.
if that was the
like,
case, everybody that was smoking weed would see would feel the same exact thing, would see the same exact thing. You know what I mean?
but like on that too, like, cause everybody's different. Everybody
Right.
perceives a different, like, you know, a different like paradise essentially. Like, you know, if
Yeah.
you're looking at something the way it should be, that's your paradise, right? Like that's
Right.
what you want. That's what everybody wants, a paradise.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but me, let's say I wake up and I gotta take a pee right in the middle of the night, and I come back to my bed and I can't go back to sleep. I think about a paradise. I think about somewhere where I'm relaxed and where I'm stress free, and you know who might be with me or whatever. Now, obviously, my paradise will be way different from yours. Whatever helps me fall asleep is gonna be different. So I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's paradise, everybody's peace, everybody's. I know that there's that one place is different from everybody's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what was funny?
Nothing.
Spill the beans.
Bruh. No. Just what makes you fall asleep, like, it is different for everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No, I gotta get into like my imagination.
No, honest, I got it. All right, go.
oh nah, not like that. I literally mean like in your head. I don't mean like you're laying there, you know.
Not that.
I don't mean you're having me time.
I literally mean you. Not that.
So what are you talking about?
Oh shit, no.
I thought I was doing
Get
something
back to the
else.
topic. The train is like on different rails.
No,
man.
but
It's on the same shit.
essentially what I'm getting at is like
Let me spill my drink.
whenever you get into that state of mind is what I'm getting at. I'm not getting at self pleasure.
Yeah, everybody's got a different.
Yeah, everybody, you know what I mean. So I get what you mean like that. So everybody is
mental
different.
relaxation.
Exactly. So I get that. I get everybody's different now, but I don't know. What are you getting at with that though?
You gotta remind me.
I think he's getting at what I said, where it's like,
Okay.
like, you know, you see things how you want to. You're kind of seeing it as like certain drugs, hallucinogenic drugs, maybe like weed, whatever. Like it can help medicate people.
Right.
It's kind of what you're getting at, right?
Yeah.
I agree with that, and I agree with probably, lower level psychedelics. I think like mushrooms could probably help people like self-reflect on themselves, and I don't know if y'all watch Mike Tyson's show, Hot Boxing. He has a show. It's a podcast too, I think. Yeah, it's a podcast.
I mean, that's not better than this one.
But have us on, Mike. But
Yeah.
he talks a lot about.
You mean Halathon, Mike?
All respect.
He talks a lot about a psychedelic experience with a toad, and basically like, they like cook up the toad venom or something like that, or toad sweat or pee
That's
or
just
some
dirty
shit.
shit.
Well, they smoke it, and that shit just
Well, you
that
know,
shit takes you somewhere.
I seen an interview. I don't know if you guys know. I think his name is Rob Graham or something like that. And he does interviews. He interviewed Steve-O, Mike Tyson.
Gotcha.
And Mike Tyson started doing drugs after his 4-year-old daughter died. Like that was his breaking point. Where he's like, you know what? I'm officially starting to do drugs. Like that's it.
Because that was his happiness. Now he's
Right,
looking for the happiness.
exactly. And like he almost overdosed like off cocaine. So you can only imagine what he was trying to chase off of cocaine. He's trying to get back to that. You know what I'm saying? Like his daughter died on a treadmill, like on the accident type shit.
He's super against cocaine now too.
Yeah.
Super against it. Not against it, but he advocates to
Because
not
it was
do
a
it.
quick fallout that that went.
Yeah, can you imagine
overboard, and then he's just
Can you imagine being at your ultimate happiness and you there's men that speak, volumes about their kids and say that was that best day of their life, when their kids are their happiness, right? Not for Mexican fathers, because anyway. But like, can you imagine just losing that? How are you supposed to fill that hole?
You can't.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't know how.
So that's why he fell into. But going back to that that toad piss. So does everybody go to that same spot though?
I don't know too much about the toad, as he calls it. I know a little bit more about I've seen a lot of interviews and discussions about DMT and ayahuasca and as far as, which is pretty much the same. It's supposedly the same active chemical. Obviously, I've never done these things.
Me personally, I'm a little.
I've read about that DMT. Well, I've seen a little shit.
I want to say I'm against psychedelics, but I just think that's a dangerous game to play sometimes.
I think so too.
You
But
gotta be very, very careful, man.
because
even if it's been an extra $50 on a testing kit, just go the extra mile because, fuck, man.
That's
That's
as
a
far
dangerous game to play. Your brain is your brain, and you can once you fuck up your brain, you can't get that shit back.
that's acid, Molly, and we
god damn, man.
we talk a lot about hip hop. So, Boz on Methadone, he says something like,
I bought a testing kit. I wish they made them for people that.
But which is a clever line. I wish you could.
Yeah,
see if people are real or not. But
I know a lot of people that are really into experimenting, or even something as simple as it might seem as sipping lean. Bro, you don't even know what you're sipping sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of that is, I feel is pushed off of culture and music.
Oh, yeah.
Pushes a lot of that shit. And you look at the people who are really getting into music, and a lot of them, they are experiencing. I don't think all of them, but a lot of them are experiencing probably some type of pain, kind of how you said with Mike Tyson. They're trying to escape it and fill some type of empty void with these things, and then they don't know what type of game they're playing with, and that's influencing regular type of people, or people who might be experiencing different things one way or another, but these people also don't realize it looks cool to sip lean, whatever, but do you really know what you're getting into? And then you look at the people who are trying to get off of it, and they're telling you not to do it.
They're doing it for to look cool. That's all they care about, and they're
it's so.
They'll tell you that, oh no, that's just what I do, but it's you can tell that they're just doing it to look cool. It's just dude, you don't need to do it. I've seen that shit.
It's 4 years,
and
you can tell.
Y'all probably don't like Russ, but kind of what Russ says is, there's a difference between someone doing drugs to self-medicate and someone doing drugs that's just because it's a cool thing.
Another thing I do believe in though, in a lot of people that do say, I do it because it's me, it's who I am. I do think, going back, to what we said, people front, and not sometimes just to be cool. A lot of people do have pain in their body or in their heart or in their mind or whatever, and they just want to be I smoke weed, or I drink too much because that's just who I am. At a certain point, you don't get high just to get high anymore. At a certain point, you don't get drunk just to get drunk anymore. You get drunk and you get high because you're escaping
life.
Exactly.
Life that's the reality.
Yeah, there's two different fronts. There's the front that I want to be cool, and there's the front that I'm okay. And I feel a lot of people, the front that they're doing is the I'm okay front, but they're covering that front with the I'm cool front. You know what I mean? They're wearing two masks, so to speak.
Yeah, and the thing people really need to realize is it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly. But nobody realizes that because nobody's ever people that aren't okay. Not to get too, you know, but people that aren't okay aren't very few of them are gonna tell you that they're not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it gets like
it's a pride ego thing, not wanting to bring other people down, and
it makes sense. But in hindsight, it's just like, bro, come on, like
it's mostly pride, yeah.
Pride, but also how, you know, and
a lot of times what it is as well is you don't want to bring you don't want to bring the people around you down. Especially if you feel like you're the light.
Because you feel like they look up to you, like, oh,
yeah. And a lot of times I agree with that, but at the same time, a lot of times I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like a lot of times it's, if you feel like you're the light to somebody, you don't want to automatically be the darkness.
You don't. If you're what brings people up,
you don't want to be. Yeah, exactly. That's just
down. Yeah, and probably everybody feels like that in some way or another, and everybody goes through, you know, I believe in like depression and anxiety, but there's a difference between being depressed, like having depression and having anxiety disorder, than being depressed. Everybody gets depressed. Not everybody has depression.
Yeah, facts.
Something
depression
like
and being depressed is two different things. As crazy as it might sound, because you can be depressed tomorrow and wake up fine. But depression,
dude. Oh.
But depression, because you can have some long nights sometimes.
It's the same thing with
right? Laying in bed like God,
dude.
Right? But you can wake up the next day and be fine. And depression is like you're just stuck in that rut for months or even days or even
weeks. And even depressed people who actually have depression, they can go through like their normal times, but
right.
It can be an on and off consistent thing, but it's at points.
And another thing, like I'm totally against.
Periods.
I'd rather have, if you're struggling with anything, I'd rather have you go talk to a therapist. As you know, as weird as that might sound, as soft as that might sound, I'm really against like people that go to there's a difference. There's a psychiatrist, and then there's like the one
the
that
psychiatrist prescribes you medication.
I hate that. I think if you're going through something mentally, do not take medicine.
Not unless it's definitely needed.
I think depending on what it is, because dude, a lot of medication
makes it worse.
It's
talk to someone first.
Essentially, like the basics, it makes it better. But dude, if you list all the I think
possible
long-term side effects,
yeah,
this shouldn't be that fucking much. If it's something that's supposed to help you, like it doesn't make sense. Like, how is all that shit possible? Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, I'm trying to get better, not possibly get fucked in the ass. Like, you know, like
I'd much rather have somebody talk to somebody as once again as soft as it might sound, because we're raised.
Because at that point, at that point, it's like they're getting selective. Like, how the fuck is all that shit possible?
I think
they're going like for select. Like, what the fuck?
I think as maybe I can't really speak for females, but I think as males we're almost raised like it's soft to tell how you're feeling. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say that.
So how you go talk to a therapist? That's soft. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot easier for females have it harder in a lot of senses, but men have their own struggle too, and that's one of them. Like opening up and getting 4 periods, baby. Nah, but y'all think what you said about that, like with males, it's a lot more stigmatized to open up. But y'all think aliens have depression?
Oh man,
do aliens get depressed?
See, that's
do they have a state of mind?
That's a difficult question to answer because we gotta go back to what you said earlier. Like, what is an alien? You feel? So it's like,
let's just say the alien and monkey thing is real. Let's say they do have sex, right?
Going back to that picture, right?
Bro, they have some monkey sex, dog.
Like, dude, it's so fucking, like, it's so possible.
Somebody's been exploring too much of the internet over here.
It's so possible, like...
Someone sipped a little too much lean.
Nah, that's just juice. But, like, it's just crazy to me. Like, if you put it together, it's like, we see, like, every other person, oh, that bitch looks like an alien or whatever the fuck. It's like, dude, it's so...
Up,
yeah, it's fucked up, yes, but, like, dude, it's so... It gets me thinking about that picture again. It's like, dude, it's so possible because it's like
people actually look like that.
They're like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
I think in order to answer your question, I think in order, for example, if an alien could get depressed, or even if an alien could have sex, they have to have a state of mind. You know what I'm saying?
They have to have certain.
Well, that's what we think, though. You know, that's what we think.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Facts.
At the end of the day, so do y'all think alien would be, just in y'all's opinion, like more extraterrestrial or interdimensional?
Interdimensional.
Kind of Well,
it could be both.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, kind of both, because it's like, dude.
The only reason I'd say interdimensional is because if they were here at one point, doesn't that make them labeled?
Who's to say that they're not here right now? You know, like, who, like, we don't know that shit. Like, dude, if they're supposed to, like, let's say there's some like, advanced than us. Who's to say they're not here right now doing all this bullshit?
That's
What
insane.
if they're not all the leaders doing all this bullshit for a fucking joke, a game to them? Because if you think about it, look how the fuck these people are acting, like the leaders and shit.
We're getting into like reptilian bloodline.
Not necessarily like reptilian shit,
No,
but like
not reptiles, but like bloodline type.
Yeah, like-
aliens. They're the prime.
Cause dude, these people are treating this shit like it's a fucking game.
That's
But it
what,
is a game to them. You have to understand.
That's
that.
what I'm
It is
saying.
a
What
game
if
to
they
them.
ain't like
At the end of the
the
day,
aliens or shit?
not everybody takes everything. For example, like I'm really like this whole like podcast. Like I'm taking this very serious. Like this is work to me. Like it's crazy, but this shit is work. Like right now, I'm fucking working, bro. I'm tired. Now I'm playing. Okay, this is work, right? And for a lot of people, as simple as how you said, world leaders. I bet you Donald Trump goes to sleep and scrolls through Twitter. And I bet you he ain't stressing out about the world's problems. If I was president, man, I'd stress with us. You know?
Luis
20, Louis 20,
Luis
what?
20, whatever the fuck.
I'd stress with y'all.
You know it, dog.
But he's probably stressing, but probably more because of his ego. I do think there's a common misconception with presidents how like they age because of stress. No,
Look, 8 years is 8 years.
look at how old a president is elected.
Yo, how
And
old is
those
Trump?
times you're
Adam,
50
how old is
to
Trump?
60.
70 something already? Oh, that's
You're gonna age. That age is gonna catch up to you in that.
There's
time
no
period.
way he can please what's his wife's name? Yo, Ivanka? No, Melania? There's no way he can please her, bro. He's 70 something years old.
He's 73 and she's 49.
There's no way he's getting a job done. Yo, hit me up. You feel me? Like,
Holy.
but there's no way he's getting a
He's
job done.
73 and she's 49.
There's no way he's getting a job done. He probably has hired people
He's
to
a watcher.
sexually please his wife.
Oh,
He's a watcher.
shit. You're talking about.
No, I honestly believe that.
Relax.
No,
I don't think
explain
about
to
that
me
shit.
how a 73-year-old man built like that and looks like that can please.
He fucking doesn't. You seen how she stares at him when he's not looking at her? Come on, man. When he's staring at her, she smiles, of course. But when he turns around,
Yo,
you know damn well he ain't doing shit with that brazen.
Her mind is on like the assistant, the cameraman that follows him around. That's what she's thinking about when they fucking for real.
I don't think he fucks. I really don't. I think.
Viagra's the thing.
No, man, listen, I'm about to get to that.
You gotta
There's
think
no
he's
way.
the president though, so he could just be like,
Hold on. Donald Trump has always been rich. There's no way he wasn't getting Putin thrown at him since he was 20 years old. There's also no way he wasn't on Viagra by the time he was 40. Believe me. A nigga 19 now he blue chew. You feel me? Like,
Yo, believe you.
you feel
So
me?
we got first sponsor now.
Like, a nigga 19 and I need that, and I'm not even a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, and you're 76, you said 73?
73.
And she's 41?
good.
49.
Oh, she's
Oh
over
my
that time.
God.
Woo! Nah, but man, there's no way. Because I know Viagra has very long last, like, not long lasting, but as you get,
boners.
nah, as you get older, though, it fucks with you, like, bad.
Oh, for real?
Like,
Heart problems, right?
not even that, eventually Viagra can't even get you up anymore.
52?
Like, it's that bad.
Oh, like a tolerance type of thing.
Yeah. So there's no way, I'm telling you, bro, there's just no fucking way. And what if
It's
he's
a 30, that's a 32 or 31 year difference, right?
Shit, I hope I bag a bitch like that one.
Oh,
Bro, homeboy was telling me, he was like,
When this motherfucker was 30,
She was being born. Homeboy was telling me that, you know how he said the whole thing about go back to your country to that Democrat woman? What did it say? A reporter
Asked if Donald Trump would appreciate if somebody told his wife to go back to her country. He did not answer.
Of course not. You don't know how to answer that. It doesn't make
how
sense.
do you answer
It
that?
makes sense.
And
With all this racist shit.
Tipping my hat to the fucking reporter for asking that. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like,
probably got his media credentials taken away from him.
Not very black and restrained.
I don't know, man. It's scary that much people want 4 more years. But
You see, dude, this motherfucker also tweeted
Yeah.
a gift. No, not this motherfucker. Like Donald Trump. But
Yeah,
like,
me and what?
Donald Trump tweeted a
I said
gift.
send them back, motherfucker.
Like, I know it's a joke or whatever the fuck, but like I said, times nowadays, anything is fucking possible. So it's like, I know you've seen this shit, Adam, but like, he tweeted, oh, Donald Trump 20, whatever.
Oh,
the fuck
like
they were again.
forever? And it was
Yes,
like,
and it
was
kept
said
going to forever.
It said
Dude,
forever.
like, I know it's supposed to be a joke, but
No,
that shit.
That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a dictator.
He wants to be a fucking
Yo.
dictator. And it might seem like a joke to a lot of people, but dude, think about it. The way shit's going, he could probably fucking do that shit. I don't want him to. He better not. But like, dude.
Do you guys want to get into something pretty deep? It's kind of political, but just to like an ending, just to finish this off, we'll and we can have a conversation about this, obviously. So
Off air, switch off.
but so there's this theory that there's like a defector from he was from the Soviet Union, so Russia.
What does defector mean real quick? Like a migrant?
Defector is not a migrant. He like left them, betrayed.
Oh, almost like WikiLeaks did the U.S.
Not really, but somewhat. Pull that up, defector.
But don't make it like a magnet. Make it like a real definition.
A person who has abandoned their country or cause in favor of an opposing one.
Bro,
Okay,
ancient
so he was a defector from Soviet Union, and he was part of like their CIA. I don't think it's called the KGB, is it?
Yeah, it's the KGB.
So he was part of the KGB.
The Office told me that, by the way.
KGB.
And basically, he came in the 80s to the U.S. and he would give speeches. And you could look this up. I'm not 100% sure on his name. I don't know if you could find him, Adam. But he came in the 80s and the Cold War started 40s?
After World War II, so like 46.
And they were all us in 91?
Yes.
So he came in the 80s. And basically what he said is like, what he was saying is like, y'all are too late. Like, you guys as a country, the United States wants to prevent communism. Y'all don't want communism in. And what you guys are doing is teaching people about communism. Basically, the Soviet Union's idea was, we're not going to even push it on you guys. You guys are going to teach it. And that's going to, you guys
it's
are going
almost
to
like I'm just sprinkling it on you and I'm going to see what you do with it.
And y'all are teaching your citizens and your students
That's
in school
crazy.
what it is.
Exposing them to it.
That's crazy because there's a lot of people that are like pushing like, you know, the communist
on that way, socialist
idea.
type of way.
Yeah, like how you.
So to continue on to that point, he was saying, and this is in the 80s, he's like, y'all are like 20 years too late, and that's what it takes to get these ideas into a country because it's 20 years. 20 years is a full generation to be born and grow up and teach them. So you guys, yeah, I'm coming here now, but y'all are a little too late, but it's not too late to reverse it. But they're still doing the same things. And he's saying, y'all are teaching it to yourselves. You guys are putting awareness on this. Y'all are being scared of it. But again, we're teaching this. And when you look at communism, if you look at the purest form of communism, Marxism, it's basically like you have someone has to take charge in the beginning to make everything equal, rule the opium of them. You give them religion. And the end goal of communism is no religion. Religion is the opium of the masses. So you kind of give them a little bit of religion because the opium of the masses, that means it's a drug.
Something to believe in.
It's the drug of the masses. They're addicted to that. So you know it's fake, or you think it's fake, and you just give it to them. But at the end goal, it's eliminated. Now that ruler or the leader of the movement, he eventually, once everything's equal, steps down. That's perfect communism. But that doesn't. We've seen time and time again that doesn't work, and it never happens. It never happens. So whoever takes that leader role ends up becoming like a dictator. But yeah, through that, what he was saying is like, y'all are consistently teaching your people. You just have to really stop doing that and basically reverse what's already been done. But they keep teaching it and they keep teaching like communism. Everything is still U.S. versus Russia, U.S. versus China.
What if Donald Trump is our very first dictator?
Maybe it could be. It could be.
That's what I'm saying,
But,
dude. That's just so crazy to me.
And you look at the 3 top world powers right now. It's no particular order: USA, China, and Russia. But it's those 3, and 2 of them are considered communists,
Russia and China?
dictators. Yeah. Now,
And you look at the way Donald Trump's going like towards dictatorship. It's to say like, dude, what if they're their own little fucking game?
But it's even the people that are against Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is considered the right. Communism is far left. That's far on the other side.
Yeah.
Now people who are like everything's equal, all these types of they're pushing socialist type of movement, which socialism the extreme version of socialism is communism. And
I think even the way democracy was supposed to be is so far out now, because I think there was two parties, a Republican and a Democrat, right? I think those two parties were obviously supposed to have different ideas and different, but I think you're supposed to have some kind of general like agreement, so to speak. And like especially right now with Donald Trump in office, they're very like Democrats hate Republicans and vice versa.
But that's controlled opposition. I think there's a bigger scheme and bigger people. In my opinion, there's bigger people behind it that we don't even know the names of these people. Like
that say what happens and what doesn't happen. Yeah, I don't think Congress tells the president what to do. I think somebody tells Congress what to tell the president he can do. If that makes sense.
They tell everybody. Yeah.
Because you think about it, who really has the power? Because when I was in school, like I was taught like each like the three branches and shit. They each have like some shit.
It's
like, to like control like
checks and balances.
Yeah, checks and balances type shit, right? So it's just like, dude, who's to say there isn't like another thing controlling that, like, and actually making the shit happen whether we like it or not? Like, dude, it's all like
it probably is, but
mind games, dude.
No matter what, like everybody is like, oh, F Trump, this and that, and don't get me wrong, I'm the same way. But at the same time, either way, no matter who would have won, whether it be Hillary, whether it be Gary motherfucking Johnson, who ran independently, if he would have won, shit would probably
still be a shithole regardless.
Be a shithole, and things go up and down, and they're always going to be like that. There's never going. Unfortunately, it's a cold world. It's a cold world.
Like I said,
it's a cruel world we live in.
Dude, I feel like there's just some higher shit, and the government crap's all just a fucking play, dude. I'm telling you. Like, oh my god!
You look at the U.S. This is gonna fuck up our chances to be monetized. But anyways, if you look at what the U.S. government is against, as far as the Middle Eastern countries, like Iran and people of that nature, mainly Iran,
Afghanistan.
Iran is supposedly worse. As far as like the way they treat women, their laws to the people. Saudi Arabia is an ally of the U.S. and you don't hear them really speaking any type of bad shit on Saudi Arabia. All it is the petrodollar. It's they made it. The U.S. has made it to where gas, petroleum, shit like that, oil is traded in the U.S. dollar. So if you want oil from certain countries, you have to trade your currency into US dollars, so the US makes money off of that, because when you trade currency, if you go to a different country, you're losing a little bit. They have a certain value, but you're still losing a little bit off of it. It's the same thing trading metals for money and vice versa. So it's all a big game, and I feel like everybody kind of knows what's going on like behind the scenes, but we'll never fucking know. And back to Area 51, just to bring it full circle, Area 51 for all we know is like
the White House.
It's bullshit. They just tell us this shit so that we have something to be distracted on. And you're gonna know what they want you to know. Everything else is speculation.
Whatever you look up on the internet is because they want you to see it.
Right.
Whatever you don't.
That's what I feel, because it's like, dude, if there is
best believe.
Because if they're as good as they make it seem they are, they're ahead of this shit, dude. They know this shit. Not to say that they're God. They ain't God. They ain't shit. But like they're way ahead.
God is all
relax.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I know, but like relax. But like, dude, to me, they're all just they're just really ahead of they're really ahead. They just.
Then we talk about, as in the U.S., we talk about like China, North Korea, they censor their internet, they censor all their shit. Alright, well, if we didn't censor our internet, why is the black web a thing, the dark web a thing? how come we can't access things that are accessed on the dark web. I understand most of it is really dark shit, like murders, purchasing weapons,
Purchasing
drugs,
Body parts, yeah.
child
What
pornography,
the-
raping, shit like that. That's all bad.
They do more
But at the
than
same
that
time,
shit, right?
all that stuff is censored. So how do we, if it was truly a free internet, people would be able to see what they want to see. Of course, horrific things. I think those things should be blocked. But again, it's not like we aren't uncensored, and they're shutting people down through. Alex Jones got not shut down, but taken off of Twitter, everything. They shut him down, and we're slowly moving to that where we're censoring people because they don't believe in certain things or speaking out on certain things. That's what happened to the freedom of speech. Oh, well, we're on social media and these are private companies. Well, where's the boundary of that? So are we going to move closer to the internet being the world, or our sovereign country is going to be a thing? Who knows? But then that becomes, we start talking about one world order and new world order, one world government.
Who knows? But I get used to seeing him on the podcast. He's probably going to become a pretty regular guest, at least here in Fort Pierce.
If y'all like me.
Yeah, young Misa.
Yeah, and I don't know, man.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the channel, share the channel. Again,
Tell a friend.
Again, the giveaway is going on right now. 2 $20 gift cards. We'll draw it on air so y'all see who wins. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. What you have to do is share the podcast on a social network, tag the channel, and we're out. Until next time, Chick-fil-A, please sponsor us.